So far we have created a user model and marked it as an JPA entity. Now it is time to create the code that is going to interact with the database, and the code or a class that interacts with the database is generally called as a repository. Okay, so I'm going to define our repository that would be responsible for querying the database. Okay, so let us create a new package, repository. Now in this repository I'm going to create a interface, user repository. Now since this repository is responsible for interacting with users table in the database, I'll call it user repository, and this is an interface. Okay, now I want to use the inbuilt functionality provided by the Spring Data JPA for interacting with any of the relational database. So how do I do that? So I mark this, I inherit the behavior from the some interface that is defined in Spring Data JPA. Okay, and that some interface is actually JPA repository. So I'm going to do my interface extends JPA repository. Okay, now this expects a generic type. First one is the type of the entity. Okay, so our entity is going to be user. Second is primary key, type of the primary key for that particular entity, which is long in our case. Okay, now by just writing this single line of code, I'll inherit or I'll have available all the querying mechanisms which are provided by the Spring Data JPA. We will see it in action in the next video.